I'm Sam Roberts of the New York Times, and welcome to the New York Times Close Up. And Jessica DuLong tells us how and why she found a love of marine diesel engines and fireboats. My River Chronicles, rediscovering the work that built America, a personal and historical journey. And when we return, Jessica DuLong tells us about her River Chronicles, the river in question, the Hudson. Welcome back to the New York Times Close-Up. Not too long ago, Jessica DuLong built websites, but volunteering on a retired city fireboat changed her life. She's now one of the world's only female fireboat engineers. You'll find her in the Hudson River most days when she's not writing. Her book, My River Chronicles, has just been published in paperback by the Free Press imprint of Simon & Schuster. The subtitle, The Work That Built America, a Personal and Historical Journey. She explored the river like lots of other people celebrating the 400th anniversary of Henry Hudson. You're the daughter of a mechanic. You went to Stanford. How did you become a fireboat engineer?
By complete blissful accident is the best way to explain it. I was working in the Empire State Building for my .com company, and an office mate invited me to come down for a volunteer day. Before long, I ended up on top of this big diesel engine cutting out some unused heating pipe with a power saw, a Sawzall, which is something I'd never done before, but I was out on the river. I was in this complex maze of equipment in the engine room and just completely transfixed, working with my hands, and I fell in love with the boat, and it really changed my life.
This was the John J. Harvey. The Times wrote about the boat in 2003 when it was 72 years old and needed lots of repairs. It had been decommissioned. What does a fireboat engineer do?
Well, the boat is a bell boat, and what that means, it means that the pilot doesn't actually have control over the propellers directly. So the person at the helm depends on the engineering staff to actually make the changes to the engines. So I'm down below the whole time we're underway, actually making the changes to the propulsion motors that turn the propellers.
That's interesting, like working the gear shift in effect.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very manual. It's definitely not a modern day setup for equipment. But she was built in 1931, and that's the way that boats ran in those days. So.
One of the things you write that's really fascinating is that you say, as American society continues to become more virtual, less hands-on, you're a salmon swimming upstream. You're swimming, in effect, against the tide. Yeah. What do you get out of that kind of hands-on work that does writing duplicate or complement or what?
It's a very different kind of satisfaction. I mean, certainly writing involves craftsmanship, and you know that it's really nice to see at the end product that you've been able to produce something, but the hands-on work is just a complete different level of satisfaction. For me, it's the combination of mental challenge and physical challenge that is just very sustaining, very satisfying, very challenging, very, there are definitely bad days, but when things are going well, it's just an incredible sense of satisfaction. It's also a complete different kind of fatigue, when you've really pushed your body to the limits and really stretched your mind to be able to solve a diagnostic problem. There's just an incredible satisfaction that comes with that.
This is the work that built America. An early version of the book described it as rediscovering America on the Hudson. What did you discover about America?
Really what I found, which was a surprise to me coming from New England, is that the Hudson River is a birthplace of American industry, that so many of the crucial innovations, inventions, and advancements that happened in this country happened along the Hudson and really charted the course for America's rise to power. And what we're seeing now is we're seeing a shift away from respect for a lot of the types of work that have been so crucial to the development of this country. A disrespect for hands-on work and a lack of appreciation for the role that manufacturing plays in today's economy still today. And so that's one of the things that I'm really focused on is trying to recapture some of that appreciation for those types of work that have been so instrumental and will be crucial to a sustainable economy.
Jessica, does it say something about the way we educate kids today, that we assume everyone has to go to college and go off and get some sort of white-collar job, when in fact there is a lot of hands-on work that needs to be performed and probably not enough people to do it?
Absolutely. The skills gap that we're seeing in manufacturing and in the trades is really profound, and it's counterintuitive given the joblessness rates in this country. Like, how could this be? How could there be so many positions going unfilled? And really, it's because that it's been building over generations, that we've basically pushed kids, every kid, to go to college, and those students who are mechanically inclined and might be the next inventors of the next big thing in this country, and ending up going down a path that that may not be the best for them or for the country, and especially when we're seeing that as many as 40% of kids who enroll in college won't end up getting a degree within 6 years. Not every kid learns that way. The best way that they can learn is not necessarily in a classroom, and I think we need to appreciate all different kinds of learning and appreciate the contributions that people make in various lines of work that are sometimes invisible.
And of course, not all the most important things you learn are learned in school. Where is the John J. Harvey, and can the public visit it or go on it?
Absolutely, yes. So the first thing to do is to check out the website, which is www.fireboat.org. You can read a lot about the history of the boat, and you can also look at the calendar. The boat does take public trips out throughout the summer, and she's located at Pier 66A, which is at the foot of 26th Street in Manhattan on the west side on the Hudson River. Mm-hmm. And yes, I mean, holding on to this piece of incredible example of American craftsmanship that really has just a really complicated and beautifully redundant system in the engine room. It's really important to me that we get the opportunity to share that with people.
And it was a working fireboat until when?
Well, she was placed on reserve status in 1994, and then she was sold at a scrap auction, destined to become chopped up to become Toyotas or something, in 1999, and that's when she was purchased by the present group of owners that formed a not-for-profit to take care of the boat.
Imagine owning a fireboat. Imagine being a fireboat engineer from Brooklyn.
I never did.
And you're happy you did.
Absolutely. It's completely transformed my life.
Jessica DuLong, the book is RIver Chronicles, just been published in paperback by the Free Press imprint of Simon & Schuster.